Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Hello there and welcome to Week Podcast. I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I'm Cinta Templeton.
Well, don't be so reluctant,
It was really
Cinta.
weird introducing myself.
Why don't you do it? What's wrong? I have to do it every day. There's nothing weird about it.
I do it every day in the mirror in the morning when I
do it as
brush
well
my teeth.
when I'm next to him. He does actually. I put the toothpaste on because he
That's
can't do it
right.
because he shakes so much because of all the booze.
Yeah, and I don't like looking at your underpants.
No,
A
you
bit
don't.
two Ronnies though, isn't it?
It is. Eric and Ern, but yes, go on.
And I'm Cinta Templeton.
Hi, Cinta Templeton.
Hi.
Hi. Really nice to have you on board this week. We've got a beautiful moment of madness. Sorry, a beautiful moment of kindness between. Sorry, it looks like madness on there.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
We had, I would say, in all the years I've been doing radio, I've never known such a great moment between two listeners. Because I've certainly never known a moment like. I mean, I've known competitions between listeners.
Yeah.
But I've never known just an act of generosity. If you didn't hear it, I'm not going to tell you what it was because it's coming up. But it's fantastic. It's a genuinely beautiful moment between two listeners, and it shows that to me, you're like this sort of family, a really big dysfunctional family. That's how I see you guys. We've had more phonetic alphabet. I'm not going to carry on selling this. This just gets worse. Let's just listen to the podcast.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
We discovered earlier the Woodman Gav is part of the Weybridge Doo-wop scene. Good night, sweetheart. Okay.
Doo-doo.
I asked you earlier, Gav, you want to just doo-wop in the background? I don't mind a doo-wop bed.
No, go on.
Okay, here we go. Go on, Gav. If you want to just doo-wop while I'm doing this.
Oh, doo-doo-doo.
Are you in your early 30s?
Doo-doo.
Do you have £4,300 in savings?
Doo-doo.
Do you drive a hatchback?
Doo-doo.
Do you enjoy dirty dancing?
Doo-doo.
Do you all like a bit of Queen?
Doo-doo.
Do you read 7 books a year?
Doo-doo.
If so,
Doo-doo.
then you are average.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
8393 8393.
It sounds like an advert.
8393 936
Oh, doo-doo.
8393 936. Okay, stop. Hooray! The Radio X doo-woppers, thank you very much. We're all part of this, you know, the burgeoning doo-wop scene?
I'm glad we didn't start any lower than that.
No, but that's what I'm listening to a lot at the moment. I quite like speed doo-wop.
I prefer Norwegian black doo-wop.
Do you? I like it. I like my doo-wop urgent, on the urgent tip, you know what I mean?
Doo-wop garage.
No, but that's what I've started doing to outfox all young people.
What, genre fascists?
Yeah, no, I just keep dropping it. Just if anyone gets you on the subject of different house music, you go, I'm me now. I'm all about urgent. I've just made up a non-existent form of house. I've written one tune basically, and that's it.
It's called Urgent.
It's UK Urgent. No, it's not. It's called Project 30. It's urgent, and it's part of the new emergent UK urgency. It's emergent. It's urgent. I say, oh man, have you not been to one of those new urgent clubs? I'm really down with the UK urgent. Oh man, do you not checking the urgent?
No, I'm not.
Oh man, I'm down with all that. I met Westwood the other night at the
Tim Westwood.
Yeah, Tim Westwood, and he asked me what I was listening. All right, my dogs, yeah, for real. And for real, I got bitten by one of my dogs, and he said, so what sounds you checking, John? And I've gone, it sounds like Suggs, doesn't it? And I've gone, do you know what? At the moment, Tim, I'm all about urgent. I'm all about the urgent thing.
Isn't that the name of a Foreigner song as well?
I'm just all on the urgent tip. That's all I do. I'm just purely on the urgent tip. You know what I mean? And he just looked at me. He's going, for real.
For real.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
I've got a real problem. I was just drinking that cup of tea. Thank you very much indeed, Little Si, for making that tea. I've been growing this beard for Novembeard.
Yeah.
And I just drank that cup of tea, and the moustache bit of the beard is now causing me problems drinking. It's hampering drinking. And I don't think I've got a beard-friendly mouth.
For liquids.
Yeah, it just trickles down the side. And I find... I was with my daughter at the weekend, and she came and she remarked that my face smelt of Guinness. No, I'm just asking it. Si, what's the deal? What's the deal?
Well, because there's stuff in the way now.
I'm not getting the contact I used to.
What happens with a pot of yogurt?
No, it's like there's a protective layer between me and the world. Okay, I tell you it's a bit like, you know when you drink out of those styrofoam cups,
Yeah.
and you just don't get good lippage.
Yes.
There's something about it that always just, it's not, you don't get...
Maybe you just need to trim it a bit above your top lip.
Well, I don't know, when do you start the trim now? Have I got to a level now where I should be trimming? I look a bit like I've sort of... I picked up a badger and put it on my chin, really. It's sort of...
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X. Radio X.
Okay, we're doing your very odd date mood setters. After I heard the oddest one of the road, a couple who are going back, I overheard the conversation, they're going to enjoy an evening of mulled wine, carols and loving. It's a really odd combo.
It is weird.
Really odd.
Carrie's from Potter's Bar, Johnny.
What'd she say?
Someone once took her to a car showroom on a first date.
Whoa.
Internet dating, say no more. She says.
That's fantastic, man. That's rubbish. Before I was married and I went on a date with someone I met in a club, he took me to a fish farm. Red in Essex. Ooh. How about that?
I got one here from Baz.
Go on.
Knowing at first that my now missus had a fear of butterflies,
Fear of butterflies?
I took her to a butterfly farm on our first date.
What a coincidence.
Nothing like a bit of fear to set the mood.
So he knew that she was frightened of butterflies. He did it deliberately.
That's what it says. They have 2 kids now.
I don't like butterflies. Do you know why I don't like butterflies?
They're evil.
They're kind of random. There's
You
no.
can't judge them.
There's no. It's like in Apocalypse Now, when he says to him, the reason he's going to terminate Marlon Brando with extreme prejudice is because they say his methods are unsound. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Martin Sheen goes, I see no method at all. That's the thing about butterflies. I just don't see any method. They're
That's
really
an incredible
That's a great link.
link that you just
all right. I am a micro fisherman.
But they don't look like they're going anywhere.
There's no method to it. So they're madness. They literally just flit.
Yeah.
That's why she doesn't like it, because they're just unpredictable. No, I know, I'm the same. Oh, let's go team. Go team. Do you know what, George? Kiss the ferret.
X. Radio X.
To walk away now.
The streets. Dry your eyes. Here on X.
always makes you
I
smile.
love opening with that.
It's so cheerful.
It's just nice. It's
Puts
just
a
nice
spring
to come
in your
into
step,
an
doesn't
hour,
it? Yeah.
nice and cheery. And the streets. What a lovely tune for someone who's newly divorced. How I laughed. Thank you to the music programmes for putting that on it. Something that particularly holds absolutely miserable memories for me. Thank you so bloody much. Okay.
Moving on.
Let's move on. I really embarrassed myself more than normal today.
How?
Because I'm deaf and loud and conspicuous, always. When I embarrass myself, it's the harder they come, the harder they fall, right?
You don't do it by halves.
I'm a big, powerful man. And I'm loud. And when I fall, if you're a big, powerful man, and you fall, then it's just really conspicuous. Anyway, I went into my favourite little brasserie today, and the tables were really packed, really tight together. And I see this woman on another table who's very, very well to do, and I sort of said, hello. I sort of know her socially a bit. Friends of friends. And as I shuffle in, I was going to sit on the banquette, right? So I'm going to sit on there, but because it's quite tight, I'm planning just to get through the gap between tables and sort of power flop onto it, to fall rather than edge in through the table.
Yeah.
So as I do the power flop into position, as I'm nudging between two tables, going there, I'm wearing these new sneakers, and they've got really, as Gavin put it,
Hensile, very grippy.
they're very grippy soles. And as I've done the flop, one of the tablecloths that's on this table, I've got my shoe caught in it. I've taken the lot off the next table.
You've done the really bad magician trick.
I've done the opposite of the tablecloth trick.
Oh.
I've actually done things. No, but nothing remained. The plant, all the glasses smashed.
Was there food
Everything.
on the table?
No, luckily there was a couple just waiting to come on the table.
Right.
And it was just really embarrassing. You know, I didn't mean it.
Did
It's
that
like,
thing-
oh, I can't believe it. You did something accidentally.
Did that thing happen when like a glass smashes in a public place? Everyone goes,
No, it's more than that. People standing up. People
to
standing up
look.
to actually see the scale of the disaster.
Amazing.
It was that loud.
Did fireworks go off and lights come on?
It felt like it, Gav. It was just so embarrassing. Do you know, I'm wearing this really thick jumper, yeah? I got this sort of panicked undersweat.
Oh, no.
Like normally you only get when you arrive at football.
Hot back, yeah.
Yeah, the football hot back. For some reason, when you arrive at football, because you're really wrapped up and it's always a hurry, when you arrive there, you've always got that switch. Yeah, really hot. Just don't, not now, lads. I'm just really hot here. Please move away. A bit close. And I was just sitting there, and as I was sitting there, I suddenly realised everyone was looking at me. I was just really sweating. It's just the most awful look. Sweating in this jumper.
You don't know you've been drinking all day.
I just look really unhealthy and just dreadful.
Radio X.
Radio X.
Kings of Leon don't matter. We were getting a bit... we were rocking in here. We were rocking, little side jiggling about in his little silver shorts.
Yeah.
Which was, I've got to tell you, Si, obscene.
Yeah.
Seriously. What's wrong? Well, I just think you should just get a tighter short. That's all I'm saying.
What's wrong with a trouser? What about a jean?
He's got a jean shirt. That's what we want to see you wearing, really tight denims. Little Si, he does wear a tight trouser sometimes.
He does.
And you know, years ago it became unfashionable just for sort of men to really show in the trouser.
What, tenting?
No, I mean, but Little Si's the only person I know who's got a faded patch round his bits in his jeans. You know, like Robert Plant used to. Sort of like the Sticky Fingers album cover. It's actually faded on the knees there and round the bits. Little Si still busts that.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Okay, are we ready? Because it's a big moment here. We were talking about this the other week, and it just really it was like a fire getting out of control. Such was the enthusiasm out there. What happened was I saw the word lager written on a wall in New York subway style graffiti just near Clapham Junction, and you sent in your examples of odd and often meaningless graffiti. So it's time for me to go. Random graffiti, seemingly meaningless.
Random graffiti.
Why don't you send it in to us? Okay, we're going to do that again because it's a really fast start. Okay, guys, you've got to go in. As soon as I've gone, he's going to hit it. It's random graffiti. I wrote this, okay?
Go on,
so
then.
just bloody get into it.
But we could have rehearsed off air. This is the first time we've done it.
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be random, Sunta. Well, you want to rehearse the random?
Okay.
Not with this show, baby.
Okay.
Or you can go on another show like Heart. Is that a show?
I don't think it
I don't
is.
think it's no
Let's have
show.
another go.
Okay, and random graffiti, seemingly meaningless. Random graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us? Yaka! Okay, that's better. Don't let us have to lay a track down.
Please don't make
Okay.
me do it again.
Please don't make me do it again. Okay, we've already had Vote Pies. Alan from Gravesend gave us Give Peas a Chance.
Yeah, that's on the M25, that one.
Pete from Eltham saw the sentence, your mum rang. Awesome. Andy in Warrington saw written in a toilet, 3 things I hate. Number 1, vandalism. Number 2, irony. Number 3, lists.
Brilliant.
Genius. Somebody saw the words, Toy Story 2 was okay.
That was brilliant.
So that's the background. We've also had today, Gav.
Yes, Stuart saw Peter Andre was robbed, written in bubble font in Croydon.
Peter, he wasn't robbed. What else we had?
Annie saw Mad Harry says hello on a bus stop in Warrington.
That's fantastic. Mad Harry. What else, Sunts?
Daniel walked past the words, sorry about your wall, written on his neighbour's wall. I laugh.
It said, sorry about your wall. That's
On the
awesome.
wall.
Another one, Sunts.
And Hugh recently painted over the graffiti, can I interest you in a cuddle?
That's a great thing to do. The mind of someone who does that. Also, Melanie and Slough saw frogs are planning to take over the world. Here's one that's always kept me kind of bamboozled for years. Well, there's one that didn't so much. It's not that random. There was a bridge being mended just towards the Harrow Road in Notting Hill years ago, and there was a wall going onto it, up to it. And what I love is the only example I know of middle-class graffiti. And someone has graffitied on it. Why is this bridge taking so long?
Really?
Graffitied.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Random graffiti, random graffiti, seemingly meaningless. Random graffiti, random graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us? Ba ba ba. Okay, that's better. That's some great random graffiti, and thank you so much for all your efforts. I grew up in a house, it was called Fernbank, which was written on the gate posts. Some local comedian, joker, mate. Yeah.
Some joke.
You're going to get jokers doing that, mate. There's a lot of jokers. Some local comedian decided to change the F to a P and prefix it with an S. So for a while, we lived in Sperm Bank. That's Richard Lee. Thank you very much for that. We did have the Shoe Bank, which a couple of weeks ago, which someone had written Chris about.
That was brilliant.
Chris Shoe Bank, which is a lovely bit of random graffiti. My mum made me a lesbian. And underneath, someone scrawled, "If I gave her some wool, will she make one for me?" That was in a pub toilet in Manchester. Thank you very much. That's Jim in Eltham. And also, the best graffiti I ever saw was on a bridge in Liverpool, and it read, "Your nan drives transit vans for £1 an hour." Thank you very much indeed. That's Rob on the M56. Rob, you the man. Gav, what do you got for me?
Charlotte in Dartford said, whilst on the train going into Victoria Station, I noticed "It only takes a minute, girl," graffitied on a wall. That's so random. That's brilliant. Written on Shane McGowan's pub in Highgate, "Never play cards with a man named Doc."
Yeah, it's that is one of Damon Runyon, who's a great writer. If you really want really good kind of underworld tales of New York, told in a sort of first person present.
Yes.
Have you read them?
No.
Well, they're his 3 bits of advice for a young man. Damon Runyon, a beautiful book.
Don't play cards with a man named Doc.
No, yeah, well, that's one of them. There's 3 bits of advice. It's never eat at a place called Mom's.
Right.
Never play cards with anyone called the Doc.
Right.
And the 3rd piece of advice was never sleep with someone who's got more problems than you have. Which is a good bit of advice. And then he added a 4th bit of advice later on, which never play pool or gamble for money against anyone whose first name is that of a city or state. Heads like Cincinnati Fats, Minnesota Phil,
Chicago Slim.
Amarillo Slim. Yeah, exactly right. 4 great advice. If you do want to get someone a cracking selection of short stories you want just before bed, then any of the Damon Runyon collections, they're really good. They're really, really funny. Sunch, you got any there?
Tim says, for years on the wall of BHS in Woolwich was the phrase, "It doesn't take long to buy nylon socks."
That's genius.
X. Radio X.
Gav's got a hero. I just want the best around.
Well, she was based in London.
Does she take down drones?
No, but she took down cab drivers.
Did she?
Well, I'll explain now.
Yeah, not in a second. Why not do it now, Gav? In your slot.
The vindictive Mrs. Prodgers, the terror of London.
I like her already.
I can't find out when she was born, but she was living.
I can tell you now.
Living in London in the late 19th century.
I was just going to say, I thought it was my ex.
No. Her full name, which she insisted on being called, was Mrs. Giacometti Prodgers, like Rogers with a P.
Nice.
A P at the front.
Prodgers?
Yeah, Prodgers.
We should put that in our numeric alphabet. We're coming up to P. Oh, you just done P. Damn.
Anyway, no one knows why she fell out with cab drivers in London, but she took 50 of them to court.
Genius.
One after the other. And what she used to do, she started by memorising the fare chart. This is before they had meters, obviously. This is horse-drawn cabs, these were. And she would prey on cab drivers by asking them to take her somewhere where she knew the exact fare from where she was to where they were going, and she would call a stop to the journey just before the next fare stage, and if the cabbie tried to charge the next fare stage, she took them to court.
Nice.
She did this with 50 different cabbies.
She had a lot of spare time, didn't she?
She was
really litigious.
She was so notorious with the drivers that they used to actually call out to each other when she was out stalking them.
Did she? They called out.
Mrs. Prodgers is about.
Mrs. Prodgers is about.
You know, when they used to rank up outside hotels, they'd all call it down the line, and apparently the horses would all peel away.
That's genius. That's Gav's hero of the day.
Johnny Vaughan.
Radio
X.
Radio X.
Good afternoon to you. You can relax. We'll take it from here. The gang's here. You're in the hands of professionals. In fact, we're a show, of course, The reason you should be very relaxed is we've got 2 producers, it turns out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. I don't know. It's happened before.
It has.
And it turns out it's happened again.
It reared its ugly head once before.
Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. As George W. Bush famously said, correctly as well. Little Si yesterday, Big Si had to go off. Big Si, our regular producer, the head honcho, El Capo de Tu Capi. The big man.
Top dog.
Top dog. He had to go off. It doesn't matter why. He just does things like that because he's a man of power. He can do what he likes. Little Si takes over and he's, frankly, still drunk with power today. So much so, he was talking to one of our listeners, one of you. He was talking to one of you on the phone earlier. And he said the words.
He was heard to say.
He was heard to say by Big Si, and this is what's caused the conflict. I know you don't know these people or particularly care. I don't want to make this show too insular. But believe me, I'm just taking you through the power structure of the team that make it happen. And little Si, sire, he said on the phone, I'll just check with, quote, the other producer. And he referred to El Capo de Tu Capi like this, our boss, the big man. Si, what came over you? You can lean into my microphone a little bit.
Well, we're both producers. You know, so the other producer
No. What, are you standing your ground? I really thought I'd give you a chance to step down, mate. I really thought, God, when in hole. What are you saying you are? What's happened to you?
I'd like to apologise.
Okay, well, just do that. You actually tried to justify it. Don't do that. The other thing, Gav, is... Do you notice, obviously I've got a slight beard, I've got my top button done up.
Yeah.
And I looked, do you notice what I've got in my top pocket?
You've got a biro.
A pen.
I've got a big biro.
Yeah.
Which incidentally, sometimes when you see it written in the plural, big biros, it looks like a Greek island. Big biros. And I looked at this big biros. It's a very... Okay, look at that. What do you notice about my big biro?
It's utterly empty of
I
ink.
have finished a big biro. Have you ever done that?
I don't think so.
Have you ever done it, Si? Gav?
Not only have I never done it, I don't think I've ever seen it done.
That, I'm going to put it on, I'm going to tweet it, because it is such a special moment. I've taken a biro. I'm going to take it to the limit. I have finished a big biro. Have you? I doubt it. Gav, earlier on I was saying the massive sense of achievement. I was talking about the massive sense of achievement I felt. I just finished a big biro off. And it's amazing, the groundswell of support I'm getting. Gav, just give us a flavour of some of these texts coming in.
Yeah, we had one for a known name, and the number ends 577. I've finished a big biro, Johnny, but only once in my life. So glad you're as excited about the achievement as I was.
I really genuinely am, and I've got some extraordinary tales coming up of more big biros being finished, which is that really lame? Gav, what have we had in? Because I know the text line's been buzzing.
Yeah, Luke in Essex says, Johnny, I think more people have conquered Everest than have finished a biro. Top job.
Well, I think so. I've never heard of it before. That's why I've put it out there. Okay, we've got a caller on the line who has also achieved what I have. Hello there.
Hello, Johnny. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. What's your name, please?
It's Rick. I'm from Manchester.
Rick from Manchester. Can I just say good afternoon to you, big biro bro? No, you're my biro bro.
Big Rick.
Seriously, Rick. Tell me about your biro tale because, well, first of all, just how did you feel?
How did I feel? Well, I was looked at it and it'd gone, and I had to start a fresh one straight away. I felt great.
Okay, and had you had that biro right from the start?
Right from the start, and that's not the first one either. That was the recent one was 3.
What, you reckon you've done 3 big biros?
Since September.
Wow.
It would have been an extra 2 if the plastic bit at the end hadn't snapped. I'd have been those 2, so it should have been 5 since September.
Yeah, I know. As a teacher, how do you keep a biro?
I'm like the kids. I've got my own little pencil case. It's like a little butty box I keep it in.
What's on your pencil case? What you got?
I've got a few green pens,
ruler,
scissors, glue stick, just every little bit and piece that the kids don't have.
I've got to tell you, Rick, sounds like a nice rig.
It does. It does. Good
Sounds
setup.
like a handsome rig. My God, Rick, I respect you. You take care. Bye, my beautiful biro brother. How about that, Rick? He's finished 3.
That's amazing.
What a man.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Okay, I've had a lovely text in. Amongst all the how do you stay looking so fit and well texts I've had in. Thanks for all those, guys. But this text is absolute beauty. It turns out that one of our listeners is, well, he's in the same boat as us almost. We're almost in the same van.
What are we going to call him?
He writes in anonymously, but I sort of feel I know his name. He feels like a friend. He writes to say, "Dear Johnny, my learned friend, I'm appealing to your sense of goodness to try and get some joy back in my life. I'm in the midst of the most stressful house move, and today I've crashed a van I don't own into a car I don't own. To add misery to injury, I've just driven past the Apollo in Manchester to be confronted with the joy-filled faces of folk queuing to see Noel tonight." I have to tell you exactly how you feel, mate, because I've had to read a link out for it to actually sell it, and I'm feeling equally sad. To redress the cosmic balance, Johnny, is there any chance of a ticket for this evening's soiree? If not, a song dedication may do. Forgive the anonymous text, but I don't want insurers getting wind of this right now. I can't get you a ticket, anonymous. I feel your pain. I'm going through the stress of house moving myself, and I'm missing the gig. And I'm always creasing my car. Anonymous, this is for you. In the last link, I was telling you about a guy who's anonymous for the moment. He's had some bad luck today. And I just sort of want to get him on the phone because I felt like he's like a soul brother. Are you there, Andy? Are you there?
How are we doing? You well?
All right, mate. No, I'm going through the same sort of hell you are. I'm going through house moving hell for a start, which is a nightmare. I've got
beyond compare, yeah.
It's awful. I've got auto-vehicular problems, not only my own, but my ex-wife is making me sort hers out. He's making me sort hers out as well. Oh. At the moment, it sounds like I've got a caller on the line, so I can talk to him. He's got a weird radio dynamic. But what your big bugbear? This is what we haven't got in common. You're up there in Manchester, and you really want to go and see what tonight?
I'd love to see Noel.
Do you know,
just to cheer me up.
Me
just
too.
To see him in his high-flying birds.
Me too. I haven't got tickets either. It's
I drove past the theatre, and everybody looked really scrawny, and I really toyed with a little bit of mugging. Did you? And just thought,
I get that.
I could quite easily take his ticket.
Have you ever gone through with it? No, just grabbed the tickets and gone in. Okay.
My plan was grab the tickets and run in the opposite direction, which wouldn't really have worked.
Classic. Well, listen, do you know what? Actually, I mean, I haven't got tickets, but actually, do you know what? I've got Mike on the line. Here's Mike. Mike, are you there?
Hello.
Mike, you're all right,
yeah.
All right, Mike, where are you?
All right.
All right, Mikey, where are you from?
I'm from Lancashire.
You're from Lancashire. Now, Mike, you heard Andy's story, right?
I did, and I felt sorry for him.
Okay, now tell us your story very briefly. Listen to this, Andy. Listen to this. You're going to like this. Go on.
Well, I'm currently on my way to watch Noel Gallagher, and I've got a spare ticket because this was meant to be my girlfriend's Christmas present, but we split up 2 weeks ago, so I've got a spare ticket.
Whoa! But the point is, Andy, and Mike is Mike's loss is Andy's gain. You gain a friend. Mike, what you're saying is, will you take Andy to the gig?
Yes.
That's like having I do in rock terms, isn't it? It does, yeah. Mike, will you take Andy to this gig? I will.
Andy, will you buy Mike a pint?
I will. Andy, Mike, listen, we're going to leave you on the line and you'll be able to talk together and meet together. This is what we call an X-connection. A radio X-connection. But if the two of you want to talk to each other, we'll leave you on the line. Andy, you're going to the gig, mate. I'm not. You are.
Oh, fantastic. Words can't express, honestly.
Have you got anything to say to Mike? Bear in mind he's single.
I was going to say, I've not met him, but I may be proposing later.
Okay, I think I can see it could be the start of a beautiful relationship. Listen, Mike, thank you so much.
No worries.
All right, listen, Andy. Andy, I'm glad that there's joy after the pain.
Thank you so much.
All right, lads, listen, you have a cracking night. Do you want to say thank you to Mike?
Thanks, Mike.
Do you want to tell him I love you?
Later.
Speak to you later, lads. Have a cracking night. There we go.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Delilah, Florence the Machine on your X. I'm Johnny Vaughan. It's 18.
Wow.
I just looked up and it was that. You know what I mean?
Did you pick 1 foot off the
And it
ground?
has no significance to anything in my life whatsoever.
No.
Apart from it was just the time at that moment.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, isn't it?
It'll happen again tomorrow.
What a coincidence.
X. Radio X.
Okay, here we go. I've got some very, very sad news for you, indeed.
Right.
It is the end of an era.
In what way?
Peter Stringfellow has cut off his mullet.
No.
Yeah, he's got a short back and sides, guys.
No.
I know. We'll all remember where we were
Yes.
when we heard the news.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Have they framed it and put it in a museum or something?
They should do.
They should.
They
The mullet
really
itself.
do. The hair museum.
They must do
Is there
that.
a hair museum?
The National...
The National Hair Gallery. Yeah,
I
right.
assumed he was like some Samson figure, that all his power was in his
Yeah.
hair because he hadn't changed it for so long.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What do you mean now if he actually is significantly
Yeah,
weaker? But then
exactly.
one night down at the Cabaret of Angels, when everyone thinks he's weakened, he puts his hands between two poles where they're dancing, like Samson, and he pushes them apart while two girls are gyrating up and down, and the whole place falls in. For I am stringy, hear me roar!
X. Radio X.
It is Phonetic Alphabet Day, as you know. Thursday's always been Phonetic Alphabet Day in our house. Gav, the phonetic alphabet has not been changed since...
1956.
Thank you very much, Gavin. Have we all got our phonetic alphabet, the sheet NPA1? Have we got our NPA1 forms in front of us?
Mango
Affirmative.
itchy lumberjack.
Yeah, okay. So far, we have... It's time for a change, we know that, and you're helping to initiate that change. Thank you very much indeed. Alpen, broadsword or bulldog, cheesy, dongle, eggnog, then the F's, quite a congested section. Falafel, filthy, fantasy, flange.
We have yet to decide.
We just don't know. G, we're on gnome, giggity, gimp. What do you got for H there, Gav?
We've got hipster, hog roast, hashtag and hustler.
We have Iceman, Igloo, Itchy and Idiot.
J is Jaffa, jockstrap, jiggle.
K is kraken, kumquat, kipper.
L is Lamp, Lager and Lumberjack.
Now M is, that's taken. Gavin bags it that one, and it is...
Mango.
And it's followed by N.
N, Nipple, Ninja, Nutter, Nacho.
Could you say that again, please, Suns?
Nipple, Ninja, Nutter, Nacho.
You say nutter wonderfully. I'm not going to pick on your nipple. And O is oddball, oblong, organ, and ogle.
And P is pickle, psycho, pterodactyl and prong.
Can I just say that pterodactyl has been making me laugh all week. I thought someone sent that in.
Yeah.
We also had someone send in Psalm.
Yes,
Psalm, which is beautiful. But
Ptarmigan.
we had ptarmigan as well, didn't we?
It was, yeah.
I don't know. I think pterodactyl might take the B section at the moment. I'm strongly in favour. Which brings us today to Q, R, S and T. 83936. We have no suggestions for these at all. Q-U-R-S-T. Let's have a good think.
QRST.
Yeah, Q-R-S-T. S for...
Sausage.
Yes.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
We've got real wars here in the hierarchy of the show. Little Si, who you know is the junior producer,
The other producer.
we were just about to say, and we shout out 15 seconds. He said 15 seconds just before Big Si said 15 seconds, and I know he did it to undermine him. And I've got to tell you, we have got some problems here. He just keeps doing it.
Yes.
There is a power struggle.
You really are. You're like Mackenzie Crook. Okay, we're doing our all-new phonetic alphabet. I know it's crazily exciting times we live in. I hope you've all got your NPA 1s out. That's your all-new phonetic alphabet. We're in the QRST section. Before I go on, though, lovely email in. Johnny, during a night shift last week, I attended a van fire on a car park. What we've got here now is a fireman using it.
No.
A fireman.
Goodness.
Okay, no, I never thought it would happen
Serious.
either. I know that's really serious.
This could seep into the services
this
properly.
really could do. I thought it'd be funny to insert some of the new phonetic alphabet into its registration whilst informing control.
Okay.
However, Northwest Fire Control and my station manager did not see the funny side. I now have a development plan thanks to a white Nissan van, registration ending Dongle Jedi. I've got to tell you, he's almost put Jedi into it. That wasn't a dead cert at the moment.
Jedi's now close, yeah.
No, but I think someone sort of won it on the battlefield now. Put it in.
Yeah.
At the moment, we've only got Jaffa, Jockstrap and Jiggle. So I'm going to put now Jedi as number 4 in there. Not that we go back much, but I think in honour of this anonymous fireman who's actually used it the first time someone who's used the all-new phonetic alphabet in action.
Yeah, in action. It's seen action.
It's seen action.
It's earned its stripes already.
We've used it in action. It's mentioned in dispatches. Okay, what we got, Gav?
I got from Chris in Middlesex, quiche, rainbow, supersonic, techno.
With techno. Can I just say, techno. It's almost not worth sending any more P's.
I don't think so, because if you have to say all 3,
you've always got to say 3, which means if there's like 3 T's in a row, that puts you up to 9.
Yeah.
It's techno. Yeah, you get the idea. Go on, Gav, what you got?
This is from Kevin Bolton. Quince, rampant, slinky, and tongue.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Have we had Queenie Rhubarb's trumpet trigger?
No, not yet.
Have we had QWERTY Rolex Shindig Toblerone?
No.
I tell you, that's quaint Roadhog and sweaty trumpet.
QWERTY Roger Sporran tantrum.
Sporran is going into my list. I really like Sporran. Here's the nominations. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Q. So far for Q, I've got Quiff, Kino, Quickie, Quiver, Quango, Quasimodo. Has anyone else got any Qs?
Quattro came in, which is quite partridge.
Okay. Anyone
Quaver.
else? Quaver. Very good. Very good. Very good indeed. Anyone else? Think about it. No. Okay. What are we going for 4? I'm going to take out. Oh God.
Quasimodo.
Quiff's gone. Quasimodo's gone. Okay. Q is now going to be Quagmire, Kino, Quickie, Quaver. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
All voting?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Passed.
Carried. Okay. R. This is a big whittle. This one.
Yeah.
Rigid, Raccoon, Ramrod, Roadhog, Rodney, Rucksack, Rampant, Roger, Razzle, Racy, Redneck, Rastamouse, Rasputin, and Ragga. I'm going to lose.
I quite like all of those.
I love all of them as well. Can we have an alphabet ours? Got to be 4. I'm losing Rigid. I'm losing Raccoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm losing Rampant.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm losing Roger because
Yep.
that's silly.
Too
It
obvious.
is silly, yeah.
Although I'm losing Redneck.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's easier to do it this way round, I think.
Yeah.
I'm losing Ragga.
Yeah.
Okay, that leaves us with Ramrod, Roadhog, Rodney. Do you want Rucksack in? Rucksack. No, come on. Okay, I'm losing Ramrod. Okay, I'm keeping a Roadhog's gone.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got that leaves Rodney, Rucksack, Razzle, Racy, Rastamouse, Rasputin. Rasputin's gone.
Yeah.
Racy can go.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Racy's quite good. I'm going to have to lose Rastamouse.
Yeah.
Rastamouse
Yeah.
is gone. So that leaves Razzle, Racy, Rodney, Rucksack. That's 4. God, man. Okay. S.
Yeah.
Sporran, Sweaty, Shindig, Sherpa, Sauerkraut, Slinky, Slutty, and Seaside.
And Spice Girl we just had.
That's gone.
Okay.
Okay, we're losing Sauerkraut. Gone.
Yep.
Can we lose slutty, please?
That's one of my favourite words.
I know, but I don't like it in
fair
there.
enough. But it's so romantic.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Slinky, Seaside, Sherpa. Sherpa's gone.
Yeah.
I never like it anyway, just to describe someone as a Sherpa.
Yeah, go
I
on.
don't like that at all. Except it was quite a good late 70s, early 80s van. Okay, Sporran, Sweaty, Shindig. Shindig's gone because it's not really
Yeah.
phonetic. Sporran, Sweaty, Slinky, Seaside. There's all
They'll
4.
do.
Okay, last one. Well, there's no votes here at all.
It's techno.
Techno. We've done it. Hey!
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
She's on the line now. She's called Wendy, and we have to say, good evening.
Hello, my lovely. How are you doing?
You rock!
Wendy rocks! I've got to get lipstick on and I've got to get dressed and put my shoes on and get out.
Sorry, I know. I don't want to hold you back. I know. Okay, first off, why do you rock still?
Well, I rock still. You see, in my head, I'm still 23, but in actuality, I'm 41. So
Do you know, 41 is the new 19.
Yeah.
Fact.
I'm telling you, fact.
It's a fact.
I still go to gigs. I kick off a mosh pit. I'm going out.
Kick off in mosh pits.
Wait
Hold on a
a second.
Hold on a minute.
I just want to
No.
Wait a second, Wendy. Let me just double click that. You kick off in mosh pits.
No. I don't kick off him. I kick it off. I will start one off.
Oh, you start mosh pits?
Yeah.
Well, where? Like in Sainsbury's?
In the pub?
Yeah, in the middle of Iceland.
Bus queues.
Yeah.
You just go off the roof.
Totally. No, Foo Fighters gigs, and I went to the XX in August in New York.
Did you? What would you say is the best gig you've been to ever, Wendy?
I think probably the Roses at Heaton Park.
Have you got tickets for the Roses this summer?
Of course.
Oh, they're just fantastic.
Mancunian, I'm on it.
You're all over that. Do you know something, though? Do you know something, though? The Roses, we've all got to be honest here, and you know what I'm like about them. They're just the best, aren't they? They're just the best.
They are the biz. The absolute biz.
They're just the biz.
Yeah. If you're not at Etihad next summer, then quite frankly,
I just wish
it's not good.
Do you know what? It's still the biggest honour of my life. I'd say, I've been broadcasting for about 22 years, but for my last show ever on the Big Breakfast years ago, it was 6 in the morning, and okay, yes, he hadn't been to bed, so he would say 6 o'clock at night. But Ian Brown turned up just to say thanks for all the laughs.
Aww.
And he came down to my shed, and we had a parlay, and
he's
it's still
a total legend, that man. See, living in the area, Johnny, we're lucky we bump into a local chippy. Do you know what I mean?
Do you?
Yes. No, not really. I wish.
Well, if you bump into him, can you ask him to come on my Christmas show? That'd be really nice.
Yeah. No. He's going on my show first, love.
Oh, is it? Sure. That's a Manchester woman. Hey, coming on my show first, love.
On my show first.
Okay, listen. Are you going to go bananas tonight, Wendy?
Having it. Yes, we're definitely having it tonight. We're
having it.
Messy.
Okay.
We're going to get a bit messy.
And where are you going to get messy? In a responsible sort of mum-like way?
So we've got a bit of a tame. Yeah, you'll go to the Bootleg Beatles gig first. That's going to be quite a tame one. But I'm hopeful. And then into Manchester City Centre, I reckon.
Okay. And what sort of time do you think you'll crawl back?
I don't know. Who knows?
That is why Wendy rocks, so we don't have to. Question, what time are you going to come back home? Who knows? I'm 41, Vaughnie. I'm a mum that rocks. Wendy, thank you so much for talking to us. Have a great weekend. You sound like an awesome woman, and it's been lovely talking to you. Take care.
Radio X.
Radio X.
I've got some... do you want some Shakespeare gossip?
Yeah, go on.
I'll be bringing you all the latest Shakespearean gossip. No, sorry, I said I wanted Elizabethan music to suit it, didn't I? I said Elizabethan... Oh, yeah, that's like... Hear ye! Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil meant to live after them. The good is often under their bones, but only at quick fit. God, man. Okay, here we go. A glimpse into the bawdier side of William Shakespeare. There is some Shakespeare gossip in the papers today.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I S you not. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Here's the deal. After a performance of Richard III in 1602, this comes from the diary of John Manningham, who's an actor. And what's amazing about this is it says at the top of the Times article, a glimpse into the bawdier side of William Shakespeare is to be publicly exposed with the display of a diary of one of his contemporaries. But this diary about Shakespeare is going to be displayed for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what have you been waiting for?
Yeah, where's it been?
Yeah.
Who are these guys who run museums? They're like my dad. They just hoard stuff, you know?
And wait.
Yes. Or like Storman in Her Majesty's Forces. They just won't give it out. Oh, no, you can't. I'm a storeman. We're all about storing. But because if we showed it them, then we wouldn't be able to say, we've got all this great stuff stored.
The quartermaster, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. The diary of John Manningham describes an incident when Shakespeare entertained a groupie after the gig. Yeah, he got down with the groovy. But I tell you what, he strikes me. This is really like something from sort of Terry Thomas and Leslie Phillips. It's so, I say.
Shakespearean Manningham.
Yeah, je dis. I'm afraid you have the upper hand, old boy. What? Rather lovely looking filly, what? Anyway, here's the deal. According to Manningham's account, the woman had watched another actor called Burbage perform in Richard III. Manningham wasn't an actor. An actor called Burbage performed in Richard III in a diary entry dated March the 13th, 1602. So this woman approached Burbage, an actor who was on stage with Shakespeare, inviting him. She loved the play Richard III. So she says to Burbage, do you want to come back to my room? Yeah, just to give the secret knock, and the secret code word is going to be Richard III.
Okay.
Because
he has to go to the door and say...
So he goes up there and goes, Richard III! That's what he's going to do. Anyway, so what's happened is Shakespeare's overheard the conversation, yeah? He's finished earlier in the play. He's finished the after party earlier, yeah?
Yeah.
He's nicked up there earlier, yeah? Richard III got let in. He bears a startling resemblance to Burbage anyway. In that they're both bald, with beards.
Yes.
Like what I mean is they're a classic good-looking.
Yes.
Bald guys with little beards.
Always.
Really
yes.
good-looking blokes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Shakespeare slipped in there, done the biz, yeah, but then knows that Burbage has arrived downstairs. You know what he's done? He sent a messenger down with a little note because he knows Burbage is going to turn up all hopeful. And on the message it says, William the Conqueror was before Richard III. It's like a tweet. It's fantastic.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
That was the podcast. Hope you enjoyed that. Do subscribe. Can you also now maybe make a point of like texting a friend
and just
say
telling them
just
to
subscribe? Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Just text one and say just subscribe to the podcast. Really funny. Do it, matey.
Yeah.
As a friend,
because
can
it's
I
so
advise
easy.
you?
That's the thing.
Yeah. As a friend, can I advise you to do that? Anyway, thank you very much indeed. I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I'm Gavin Woods.
And I'm Cinta Templeton.
Why does that sound so odd? That's your name.
I know, it's weird.
It is, yeah. You want to meet you?
Johnny